So I've been having some thoughts about opening a pizza shop again, and here's what I'm thinking about. I've been in the pizza business for 25 years, whether that be operating, owning, consulting, doing videos, writing the podcast, all of that good stuff. And I've got the itch to get back into the pizza business. And if I was going to do it, which I might, this is how I would open the next pizza shop. I would start with the end in mind. I wouldn't open a pizza shop just to survive. I'd design it to dominate the area. I would use my network of individuals that I've gained over the last 10 years of doing a podcast and videos with my marketing knowledge and my knowledge of pizza to create a unique selling point that makes my pizza different than everybody else's. I would ask some friends who are pizza consultants in the area to come and help me make the best pizza possible. I would probably do New York style to start, with the goal of maybe adding Detroit style or something in addition to just New York style later on. But in the beginning, one thing, I'm going to solely focus on one thing, New York style pizza, because I feel like that's the pizza that most people know. That's the most pizza that most people are comfortable with. And that's a way for me to easily dominate a market that I'd be going into with my new pizza venture. The next thing that I would do is I would start a YouTube channel specifically for my pizzeria. And I would highlight everything that we're doing to get ready to open in the community so people could watch it and be super enthusiastic about us opening in the future there. I would want my pizzeria to be very, very tech savvy. I would want to use online ordering. I would want to use no phones. I know that's a hot topic that people are like, oh, I want to use phones. I want to have people call me. I don't. I've been through that whole thing before, and I don't want to do that. And I know people love to use the phones, but guess what? It's my pizzeria. If you don't want to order from me because you want to use the phone and I don't, go somewhere else. That's how I feel. But I've run pizzerias with phones ringing off the hook, and it's not a good experience for me or for my team. It's very stressful. It's very unorganized, and it's not the best way I see fit to run a pizzeria. I would want people to order online or come in and order from us so we can give you good customer service. And ultimately, you're there for the pizza. You're there for the product that we're making. And we want to give you the best possible product that we can have. That being said, I would also make sure that I'm using technology to follow up with customers, like using something like Lead Pages, which is the sponsor of today's video. Hey, it's Bruce from Smart Pizza Marketing, and today's video is sponsored by Lead Pages. If you're like me, you've probably spent way too much time on your website tinkering with email integrations, plugins, trying to optimize your landing page for pizzeria customers, and that's why I'm here to tell you about Lead Pages. It's going to help you with all of that. It's a lead generation powerhouse that lets you build high converting landing pages really fast, and it's super easy to do. They give you the real-time conversion tips while you build so you know your page is optimized before it even goes live. Here's the crazy part. On average, Lead Pages users generate 12 plus leads every day. And that's across all sorts of businesses, including restaurants just like yours. Plus, Lead Pages integrates seamlessly with over 90 of your favorite marketing tools. Want to see how it works for yourself? Just head over to tryleadpages.co/SPM. Again, tryleadpages.co/SPM. And the best part is you can grab a 14-day free trial. You'll be able to quickly create beautiful pages for your menu promotions, email captures, and your loyalty programs. It's super simple. Launch your page, collect leads, and watch your pizzeria's marketing go from meh to magnificent. Plus, you'll get real-time advice from Lead Pages on how to boost your results and even more. So if you're serious about growing your pizza business online and capturing more leads and customers, check out tryleadpages.co/SPM. Thanks again to Lead Pages for sponsoring this video and making these videos possible. I'll catch you right back here next time on the Smart Pizza Marketing channel. I would also leverage online ordering. I would use a company like Slice, which only focuses on pizzerias. I would want to do my online ordering with them. I would have their Slice register. They even have a product that if I did want to do phones, I could have them answer the phones for me and then plug in the phone orders to our point of sale system. That's something that Slice would do. So if I ever did want to answer phones in the future, that's the way that I would go. And I would ingrain myself and my business and my team into the community. I would donate to every single sports organization. I would donate to all the schools and let them know we're opening soon. I would also call all the businesses that were around the area. And as we're creating the pizza to kind of test out our recipes, I would deliver pizza to all of those businesses as we're testing the recipes and just say, hey, you know what? We're going to be opening soon. Here's a couple of things we're working on. Here's some free pizza. Enjoy. No sales pitch, nothing. Just going to give you free pizza. Look for us. Hopefully you like it. This pizza we're working on is going to be truly amazing and something different in the area. And when we're open, you can order from us. The next thing I would make sure is I would never put anything on my menu unless I knew exactly how much money I was going to make from that product, whether the prices fluctuated high or low. You're always going to be in this commodities-based business where you're going to set your price, and then cheese or sauce, well, not necessarily sauce, but cheese, produce, flour, dry goods, those prices are always going to fluctuate up and down. So you want to set yourself up, especially in the beginning, because that's the most important time for your business, because the first few months, you're not really going to have any cash flow. You're going to have to recoup all of the cash you put in or pay investors back or friends whoever helped you put money up. You're going to have to pay them back. So the first few months is not going to be very profitable. So you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're not competing on price, but you're competing on quality. And you want to make sure that there's a buffer where in the beginning, you price out your product where you're not the highest, most expensive pizza in the area, but you're not competing with those bottom feeders who give the 2 pizzas or buy one, get one free. And people just look at the price, not the product. You want to make sure that you are entering the market where your product is the showcase, but you're not the most expensive pizza in the market because you want to be able to get people to choose you in the beginning. Now, that being said, that's a very tricky situation because you don't want to price yourself where you're not going to make enough profit to the net to make sure you have cash flow moving forward. That's where it would help to bring somebody in. Somebody that's been in the business for a long time, maybe one of my friends who knows the market or is in a similar market to me, where I can have them come in and be like, you know what? Take a look at my menu. You've been open for a long time. You may not be in my city, but you operate a pizzeria that's similar to mine, and you're doing something that's similar to what I'm trying to do. Look at my numbers. This is what my projections are. This is what I project to make for pizzas. This is how much my payroll is projected to be. This is how much my rent and utilities are. Take a look at this. Do you think this is something that is going to be profitable over time? And if I sell the amount of pizzas that I think I'm going to sell, and you always want to have low expectations. If you think you're going to sell 100, set it up for 75 or 50 so that way there's a buffer in there, and have a goal of 100. It's always good to have it's always good to have big goals, but you want to have low expectations. I always say low expectations is the key to life. Easy to say when you're going to the movies, but it's really hard to say when you are trying to run a business and build a pizzeria from the ground up. And the lastly thing you want to do is you need to run it like a business and not a hobby. Now, there's a fine line in that. You don't want to run your pizzeria like a business where people perceive you as a Domino's or a Pizza Hut or a Papa John's, because those are corporate businesses and they feel cold. You want to run your pizzeria like it's a mom and pop when it comes to customers and the way you interact with the customers and the way your customer service is. But when it comes to the behind the scenes in the running of the pizzeria, numbers wise, you want to run it like Papa John's and Pizza Hut and Papa Gino's or Domino's or those bigger corporate franchise stores that really know their numbers. I worked at Pizzeria Regina when I was younger, and I remember the manager every single night counting every single item they had, and he had to calculate and send a report every single night of the dough balls they used, the amount of sauce they used, the pounds and cheese they used versus what they sold, and he had to calculate those numbers every single night and send a report to corporate headquarters telling them how much overages or shortages or food costs we had, as well as the labor and payroll versus sales. And I remember watching them and be like, wow, that's really up to date. And, that was my first experience in the pizza industry. And then I go work for independent pizzerias and they don't do any of that. And I was like, you know what? That's the difference between a corporate store when it comes to the numbers and a mom and pop. And that's why mom and pops often get in trouble because they don't know their numbers really well. They know general numbers or theory numbers when I say like they could tell you that their food cost is between this and between that, or that their percentage of labor is between this and between that, but they don't know the actual numbers. So I would run my pizzeria like a mom and pop when it comes to customer service, be super friendly. I'm always there. I'm around. I'm available. But when it comes to the numbers, very, very important to be super strict on calculating what you're using so you know exactly how much money is coming in the door and how much money is going out the door when it comes to food costs, labor, utilities, rent, all of that stuff. And that's something that I didn't do when I was younger that I wish I did. My pizzeria would have been much more profitable. And a profitable pizzeria is good for you. It's good for your team members because it gives you more money to pay them versus having to scrape by because you don't know how much food costs you're using or how much payroll is using, and you're just throwing money out the window wastefully versus being strategic with it and leveraging the cash that comes in to give your team a better job experience. And then finally, I would go to Smart Pizza Marketing on YouTube and podcasts, and I would hit subscribe, because the value that we give you in this YouTube channel and on our podcast that we interview other operators is something that was not around when I was operating the pizzeria. That's why I started it. I started this pizzeria podcast and this YouTube channel to give you the information that I wish I had when I was operating, because there was Pizza Today and there was PMQ magazines, but those were very generic. They weren't super in detail, and they were reading. I didn't have time to read. I was operating the pizzeria. I wish I could have just put my headphones in or went home and watched a YouTube video like this and understood exactly what I needed to do to make sure that my pizzeria was a success. And success is relative. Success doesn't mean I want 50 stores. Success means my team is happy, I make enough money to support my family, and I actually enjoy going to work every morning. And that's why I wouldn't have any phones. The thing that really stressed me out the most was Friday night at 6:30. The oven's full. There's 7 drivers in the back looking for deliveries. There's 14 customers in the front foyer area waiting to order or pick up a pizza. And then these phones are ringing off the hook, just stressing us out. Go to online order. Maybe use Slice to pick up my phones for me and make those orders that way. And that's what I would do in my pizzeria in 2025. Let me know what you think of this podcast or this episode of the YouTube channel. Let me know where you're watching, what you want to see in the future episodes. I super appreciate you subscribing, hitting that like button, and sharing this with anybody who's in the pizza industry. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.